Happy birthday to WWE Hall of Famer Lita, the late Bryan Adams, and actress Sarah Michelle Gellar Prince. X-Men 1991 back again with another sports topic. Before we do a recap of the NBA playoff tournaments, we're going to do a recap of a 3-game road trip between the defending World Series champions, your Houston Astros, and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Let's go. The Astros scored 1 run in the top of the first inning. Then he scored 3 runs in the top of the second, while the Pirates scored 1 run in the bottom of the second. Astros scored 1 run in the top of the third. Then he scored 1 run or 2 runs in the top of the fourth, while the Pirates scored 1 run in the bottom of the fourth. Neither teams didn't score shit in the 5th and 6th inning. The Astros scored 1 run in the top of the 7th, and neither teams didn't score shit in the last 2 innings. Final score: Houston Astros 8, Pittsburgh Pirates 2. The Astros were 5-6 as the Pirates dropped to 6-4. Here's a recap from Tuesday's game. Astros scored 1 run in the top of the first. Then they scored 1 run in the top of the second, while the Pirates scored 2 runs in the bottom of the second. Neither teams didn't score shit in the 4th, the 3rd, 4th, 5th inning. Pirates scored 2 runs in the bottom of the 6th. Neither teams didn't score shit in the 7th and 8th inning. Astros scored 2 runs in the top of the 9th, while the Pirates scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th. But it was not enough for the Astros, as they would fall to the Pirates by 3, 7-4. The Pirates were 7-4, while the Astros dropped to 5-7. And now a recap from Wednesday's game, which was the birthday of AT&T Sportsnet broadcaster Julia Morales. Neither teams didn't score shit in the first 2 innings. Astros scored 1 run in the top of the 3rd and the top of the 4th. Neither teams didn't score shit in the 5th and 6th inning. Astros scored 3 runs in the top of the 7th and 2 runs in the top of the 8th. And neither teams didn't score shit in the 9th inning, with the Astros embarrassing the Pirates 7-0. They're now 6-7 as the Pirates drop to 7-5. The boys are back in town this weekend as they take on the Rangers before taking on the Blue Jays. And their next road trip is against their 2021 World Series opponents, the Atlanta Braves. Whichever team wins on the 3rd game on the 23rd, I will either play Still Tippin' by Mike Jones featuring Paul Wall and Slim Thug, or the Welcome to Atlanta remix by Jermaine Dupri featuring Puff Daddy, Snoop Dogg, and Murphy Lee. Whichever team wins on the 23rd. Now, we can do a recap of the NBA playoff tournament. First up, the Minnesota Timberwolves and the LA Lakers. Let's see. Lakers got crushed in the first half, giving up 6 in the first quarter, 28-22. Then they gave up 5 in the second quarter, 32-27. With the Timberwolves leading 60-47 at halftime. Lakers made a comeback in the second half, outscoring the T-Wolves by 4 in the third, 30-26. With the T-Wolves leading 81-70 or 80-79 after the third quarter. Lakers outscored the T-Wolves by 7 in the fourth, 19-12. At the end of regulation, the score was tied at 98, and they took the game to overtime, with the Lakers outscoring the T-Wolves at overtime by 6, 10-4, as they beat the Timberwolves by 6, 108-102. The Lakers will go against the Grizzlies in Memphis this Sunday at Game 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinals. Y'all should know who was the player of the game. LeBron James, 30 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists. He needed 4 more assists to go with a triple-double. Anthony Davis needed 6 more assists to go with a triple-double. 24 points, 15 rebounds, and 4 assists. Kyle Anthony needed 5 more rebounds to go with a triple-double. 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 13 assists. Karl Anthony Towns needed 5 more assists to go with a triple-double. 24 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. Next game that I'm going to do a recap on of the NBA playoffs tournament. The Chicago Bulls versus the Toronto Raptors. The Bulls got crushed in the first half, giving up 5 in the first quarter, 28-23. Then they gave up 6 in the second quarter, 30-24. With the Raptors leading 68-47 at halftime. The Bulls made a comeback in the second half by deuce in the third quarter, 25-23. With the Raptors leading 81-72 after the third quarter. Bulls outscored the Raptors by 13 in the fourth quarter, 37-24. Final score: Chicago Bulls 109, Toronto Raptors 105. Tonight, the Bulls goes up against the Heat. Zach LaVine was the player of the game with 39 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists. Nikola Vucevic needed 6 more assists to go with a triple-double. 14 points, 13 rebounds, and 4 assists. Fred VanVleet needed 2 more assists to go with a triple-double. 26 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists. Scotty Barnes needed 8 more assists to go with a triple-double. 19 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists. Now I got one more game to do a recap on of the NBA playoffs tournament, and that is the Atlanta Hawks versus the Miami Heat. Just like the Lakers and the Bulls, the Heat also got crushed in the first half, giving up 9 in the first quarter, 36-27. Then they gave up 6 in the second quarter, 29-23. With the Hawks leading 65-50 at halftime. The Heat made a comeback in the second half by deuce in the third, 28-26. Who lead? I think the Hawks led. Let me see. The Hawks led 91. Let's see. 91 to 90-68 after the third quarter. 91-68. Heat outscored the Hawks by deuce in the fourth, 27-25. But it was not enough as they would fall to the Hawks by 11, 116-105. Tonight, like I said, it's the Bulls versus the Heat. Trae Young was the player of the game with 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists. So congratulations to 3 out of the 4 teams that got the job done. Congrats to the Astros for beating the Pittsburgh Pirates 2-1. They're now 3-3 on the road and 3-2 at the crib. Congrats to the Lakers for beating the T-Wolves, and congrats to the Bulls for beating the Raptors. And tomorrow is Game 1 of the Western Conference quarterfinals between the defending NBA champs, the Golden State Warriors, and the Sacramento Kings. All 3 of these teams struggled in the first half, but they made a comeback in the second. The Bulls, the Lakers, and the Heat. The Bulls and the Lakers got the job done, but it was a tough loss for the Heat. Before I go, a shout out to Mike Henry, Jaime and Katie Filer, and the hosts of the Just a Little Shady podcast, Brittany Edney and Haley Jade. Links to their YouTube pages will be in the description down below. That's going to do it for my recap of a 3-game road trip of the Houston Astros versus the Pittsburgh Pirates and the NBA playoff tournament of the T-Wolves versus Lakers, Bulls versus Raptors, and Hawks versus Heat. If you're new here, hit subscribe and hit that notification bell for my next Astros, Bulls, Lakers, and Heat rant. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and leave your comment down below. I will catch you tomorrow, reminiscing 20 years of The Rock accepting Goldberg's challenge at Backlash from the April 15th. Oh no, it's today. I'll be back to do a recap reminiscing 20 years of The Rock accepting Goldberg's challenge at Backlash from the April 14th, 2003 edition of Monday Night Raw. Until then, go Houston Astros. Go Los Angeles Lakers. Go Chicago Bulls. And go Miami Heat. Say it with me, fam. Play stupid games. Win stupid prizes. No more talk.